At the site of the camp out a few weeks back, and it looks like there's a new structure here. It hasn't been here long because I come back here quite a bit, and I didn't see it here a few weeks ago. So it looks to me like they have been around. Another interesting thing, I told you in one of my videos that I put 15 chestnuts. I said acorns in the video, but they're actually chestnuts. Correct that. And I came back and I found what looked like a track placed with emphasis right at the base of the tree where I left them. And 14 were gone. Well, today I came back and there was one chestnut that was on the ground, kind of close to where I placed them. Now that one's gone too, so that's interesting to note. Yeah, typical structure for them. Typical structure. Look at all the moss just placed on there. Kind of interesting, kind of neat. Typical one though. Now, I broke my prescription glasses a few days back, or a week back, so having a hard time seeing if there's any tracks or anything, but you know, obviously they did this. Not much question in my mind. Yeah, very cool. Yeah, this is a great area. Used to be all kinds of structures back in here. I used to call this Structure City, actually. At one point, I think there were 6 or 8 of them back in here at the same time. But they've all fallen down. They're a few years old. So there's that new one there now. Anyway, I came back here because in the video I took the other day of the owls, pretty wet here, I'm going to have to go this way, of the owls, there were some strange flashes of light on the tree line, right in the area I am now. That's why I actually came here today. That possibly could have been game cams reflections or something, but I don't know. I thought that was kind of odd, and I didn't really think that they could be, because it looked like the light source was coming from 2 different places, and I can't see 2 game cams being right side by side. And where they would have been placed, it's not really give the greatest view of the enclosure, you know, as what the game cams would have been probably pointing at. So I didn't find anything, no sign of any game cams, and you know, I would have seen them because I know exactly where the lights were coming from. So I do not believe there were game cams unless the Sasquatch removed them. But once again, I've never seen 2 game cams side by side like that before, so I'm kind of discounting that. But in any event, yeah, nice to see a new structure back here. Okay, look what I have here. Well, this right here is a place where they walk. They walk along here. It's kind of like a path, rough path. And look what I found here. 2 things that are extremely interesting. First of all, this is shoved in the ground, which is something they do, and also snapped. Snap right there. So there's 2 dead giveaways in my mind. A little piece of stick stuck in the ground and also snapped. Yeah, that's them for sure. Okay, I'm just heading out. Checked everything out. No, I did not see any game cams or any signs of game cams. I don't believe there were game cams because where they would have been, according to what I've seen in the pictures, didn't make any sense either because there wasn't really a clear obstructed view. So I'm going to say there were no game cams there. So those lights are still of undetermined origin. Now I just wanted to point out something here. This stump back here, that is the stump where Randy Brisson got his absolutely amazing stump peaker picture, where he got that undeniable picture of a Sasquatch peeking over the top of the stump. You could see the whole head clearly. What's interesting to note is that Randy and I did an experiment there, and I went and stood behind there, and I'm 6'4", and we estimated that, and I was standing up on a little bit of a elevated part behind the stump, which doesn't mean that he couldn't have been as well, but still, this individual looked to be about 7 feet tall, and not that old. But the interesting thing also is that I went and did a reenactment. Randy took the picture and I'm standing behind it. And you can see that my head, and I've got a pretty big noggin. I'm not sure there's anything in it, but but it's not a small head. And the fellow who was photographed in the picture, the Sasquatch individual, his head was at least twice my size. Minimum of twice my size. Probably more. So, what does that tell you? And not to mention that my friend Randy, his reputation, although some people will challenge you to, I think that's just out of jealousy, to tell you the truth. I don't want to badmouth anybody or mention any names, but you know, the stuff him and I do experience is unbelievable. And so I guess some people would doubt it, but you know, he's above board all the way. He's got a connection with the people here, and I know that photograph is legitimate. I mean, there's absolutely no question. And like I said, it's interesting to note that the head of that individual was at least minimum of twice my size. So, and you know, that speaks volumes for me, you know, on top of Randy's character.